Hi, and welcome, everybody. MyNightOut Radio here. DJ Psyco Eddie. In studio tonight, we have Crimson. I always screw up your last name, so could you say it for me?
Crimson Alchemia. If you want to give a proper introduction, just go with hailing from the Valley of Kings and the haunted dunes of Egypt.
Yes, he does wrestle. Yes, he does a few other... If you couldn't tell by the introduction, I'm not going to play his music because I think it's copywritten and he steals it anyways. Also in studio with us tonight, we have George Gorner. This is 2 weeks in a row.
It is.
I can't tell you how excited I am to have this much star power at one table, dwarfed only by size and magnitude of the desk across the room with Tony Jones at it.
The reason I didn't say Crimson's last name on my program is that we've made so many snide remarks about ISIS around here that it's just only a matter of time.
Well, that's why you're getting good with one of them.
I'm a big target.
You and me both. I figure this way: if we're getting good with one of them, maybe you'll, say whatever to the rest of them, and save my backside at least. It's going to be a little irreverent if you haven't been able to figure that out yet. But as always, we're going to start off with food because I am a fat guy, and we just came out of Christmas. Mm-hmm. I could barely breathe a couple of times over the last couple of days between the amount of alcohol and food ingested in a very short period of time. So I'm going to leave it right up to you. What was a highlight, lowlights? I'm not going to say, my Aunt Doris's fruitcake screwed up Christmas, but have you been out to eat anywhere?
A little more often than usual, and surprisingly, I think, was it Shanghai is up on Thayer Street, it's called.
Yep.
I think Shanghai. First time I went over there, it was, it blew the taste buds out of my mouth. It was actually really good and very hot.
Now, what did you have there?
I actually, instead of doing I usually get General's chicken all the time. I was like, I'll go with the sweet and sour. And it comes out in this giant silver bowl with its own stand with a top to it. And all I'm thinking as I'm opening this is Temple of Doom. When I was like, oh, monkey's brains. But yeah, it's so much food. It lasted about 3 more leftovers of eating. It took a while to go through.
Very cool. What about yourself, George? Have you been out?
Yes, I have. Probably more than is good for me. Mostly Chinese and Indian. So,
have you yet tried Yi Express? Right down the street in beautiful West Warwick.
No, I haven't.
They have an amazing sushi bar. It takes a little bit more time. They're going for quality. They're not going for speed. They're not just trying to throw the food down your throat.
I don't have a problem with that.
No, I trust me. I will wait a half hour for a good meal, 45 minutes for a good meal. I don't care about that, as long as it's good. If I wait that long and it sucks, I'll never go back. And then again, you probably wouldn't hear it on this show. Another thing I wanted to bring out, breakfast. I get up at the crack of dawn every day. I was going to use another word, but Tony gave me hairy eyeballs. Breakfast, you got to go right down to Warwick, Shannon View Inn, right down on Post Road. They have, Saturday and Sunday, they have a brunch. So you can have breakfast until 3 o'clock because I know some of us don't get out of bed as early as others.
Some of us don't get into bed at all.
There is that problem also. But I went there Saturday. I had my wife, myself. We both got the same thing, which is rare in itself, but it was the Irish breakfast. And I've been preaching about this to pretty much every tapped restaurant. Doherty's Lakeside. They got Shannon View Inn. They've got Sullivan's Public House. But they have what's called the Irish breakfast, which is your standard eggs, home fries. And they have rashers, bangers, black pudding and white pudding, which is a blood sausage, and then something similar but only without blood. It sounds disgusting when you describe it that way, but it is really good. You have to try it. You're not tasting. It doesn't taste like you're licking a cut. You taste the spices. The spice profile in the sausage is amazing. And, of course, they wash it down with a $7 pitcher of either Bloody Marys or mimosas. Oh. Yeah. Not to mention, New Year's Day, they're doing a brunch. $7 pitchers of Bloody Marys using 8-ball vodka.
Nice.
Yeah. If you don't see me there, I'm either dead or on my way. So.
I started my day off today looking for a good breakfast, and I actually went by to visit our friends over at Jell's Kitchen. I wanted to have the hot wiener omelet, but unfortunately, and good for Jell's Kitchen, good on them, they literally had a line out the door. So every seat in the restaurant was taken up. They had a line into the breezeway and out to the door. You know, I thought I was going a little bit later. I got there around maybe like 10:30.
Oh, no.
And that place was jam-packed.
But you half the line still had their PJs on, too.
Good for them, though. I mean, to see a thriving business like that, which is, again, mom-and-pop owners and just killing it at a location like that.
Okay, if you want to eat breakfast at a place where there is very seldom, if never, a line, plenty of seats available, that would be the new Denny's in Johnston.
Sorry.
A Denny's has risen from the grave.
No, I'm sorry. I've tortured myself enough. When I'm drunk off my backside, that's when you go to Denny's.
Are they a 24/7?
An actual breakfast.
No, you'll notice I'm saying this with a devilish smile on my face.
No, I had a similar situation, though. As we were driving around, every place was packed. I went to Newport Creamery, the Coventry location. There wasn't much of a crowd in there, and the food was fantastic. I had the holy cow, and when my food came, I said, holy cow. It was just a huge portion of food.
That's funny because, my girlfriend and I just went to Newport Creamery in Garden City. And, it's kind of like a rebirth of Newport Creamery. It's, the food was un-Newport Creamery-ish.
It was fantastic. And it was one of those situations where I left just filled to the gullet, and I think our tab came to maybe $20, $25.
Ours was $20.
Yeah.
And it's, good.
Another place you want to try, another mom and pop, because, again, being the local business supporter that I am, I know Newport Creamery is a local business, but it is a chain.
Yeah.
Right.
I avoid chains like herpes. I have to go someplace where there's only one of them, and it's a mom and pop. If you're going down Route 2 towards URI, it's in the Wyoming area, maybe a little bit before that, North Kingston area. It's called the Wolf Rock Inn. There's a liquor store attached to it. One half is liquor store. The other half is this restaurant. On the weekends, they do, again, a breakfast buffet where you get, your standards, eggs, sausage, bacon, corned beef hash, and all that other stuff. But then as you keep going down further, you have, like, Swedish meatballs, ribs, hamburgers. It's the most bizarre ghetto buffet. It's cheap, but everything there is really good.
I had the same situation last night. I went to a place called Susie Q's, Route 1A, North Kingstown, Saunderstown area, going towards the bridges. Christina and I were the only people in the restaurant. The food was fantastic. Everything was fresh. It's actually a restaurant, diner / deli. So I had the chicken cordon bleu or the cordon bleu burger. They actually came out to the deli area to slice up all my fixins. Then they put that on the burger, and it was a little weird being in the restaurant, being the only people there. I could see the chef, and the chef was also our waiter. But
now was that just the time of day? Or?
I think it's just kind of one of those. Wickford and that area of North Kingstown towards the beaches is kind of a seasonal thing. So I think probably they make all their money in the summer.
Well, if you're in Johnston, I definitely recommend the Music Man on Plainfield Pike.
I've heard good things about that.
Oh, it's great. And even if you just need to stop in for breakfast, you'll stop in just to laugh at the menu because it's a comedy show in itself. Because they'll be at one point mention wet bread, the only good thing French ever gave us. As you're reading through, you're like, whoa. But it's also, being a fan of music, there's instruments hanging everywhere. And I think it's an old family relative of theirs that actually has an old accordion that's right above the bar that they have too. Because at night it becomes a bar itself. So it's definitely, I highly recommend that.
Oh, by the way, anyone out there who doesn't understand joking with a dry sense of humor, don't go to the Denny's in Johnston. just
go to the Music Man.
Go to the Music Man if we have to spell it right out in these benighted times. Yes.
Well, I got to say one thing before, I got to get this out before we take our first break. The song we came in on was Blindside Thunder, Slow, Hard, and Steady. Yeah, when you're working with a bunch of guys like we have here at Rhode Island RI Free Radio, we're about 15 years old mentally. So you say anything, any type of a fart joke, anything that could be slightly misconstrued, Tony's usually one to get us laughing.
And since this is an audio medium, I'll cue in our listeners to the fact that there is a Big Show Paul White WCW era wrestling action figure and also a Simpsons Krusty the Clown action figure on our desk here.
And it looks like the Big Show is trying to do something unspeakable to the Krusty the Clown figure.
He's giving him the Heimlich maneuver.
Krusty staring at my crotch at the same time.
It happens, you know. It was lonely one afternoon. Also, if you want to get in touch with us, you want to get on the show like Crimson here, or you just want to drop some music on us so give us a listen to get you out there, hit us up, MyNightOut Radio at Verizon.net, Verizon.net, Facebook /MyNightOut, Instagram and Twitter, DJ Psycho Eddie. Hit me up directly. Also, check out MyNightOutRI.com.
Which, by the way, for some magical reason, I actually have some free time coming up, and we're going to be doing a reprogram of the website coming up later this week. So you're going to see a nice, sleek-looking website for you to check out for all your event needs.
Very good. And I'm also in the works of getting all my previous podcasts up on iTunes. So we're just a media blitz, I think it is, for My Night Out Radio. Why don't we take a break here? When we come back, we'll start haranguing Crimson over here and finding out what's going on in his life. We're going to leave here with a song, Most Dangerous Men Alive, Women and Whiskey. We'll be back in a minute.